reputation be harmed if you rely on AI to promote your speaking business? Can you actually make an impact using AI? AI, artificial intelligence, it's been talked about an awful lot. There are people out there who will actually tell you that it is the best way to promote your speaking business right now. But is it? Or will it actually do you more harm than good? For those of you who I've not yet had the pleasure of meeting, I'm Chantal Cornelius from Apple Tree Marketing. And today I'm going to bust a few myths. I'm going to talk to you about how you cannot rely on artificial intelligence to promote your business. And I'm going to tell you how you can use artificial intelligence to promote your business. I'm going to start by giving you some pointers on what it is and why you can't use it, a bit of theory. I'm then going to share with you 3 ideas that you can put into practice to safely and carefully use AI. And then, just to keep Nathan happy, I'm going to share with you just one thing that you can do today here in this room with your bits of paper and your boxes to help you to make a real impact on your business. Sound good?
Yes.
Fantastic. So what is this artificial intelligence thing? It's not new. It's actually been around. It was first identified as a discipline, an academic discipline, way back in 1956. So it is not new. And anyone who tells you it's new and exciting, it's not that new. There are lots of different types of it, and you might have heard of some of them. So there's something called machine learning. This is where machines are being fed data, which they process, and then we can use it. Now, you're probably using some of these systems already without even knowing, for filtering your spam emails, for searching the internet. Those tools use AI systems already. There's a lot of art AI going on. Some of them are quite fun, some of them are a bit weird, but you can feed information into computers to say, create an image of me. I did it a while ago. I had some portraits done of me, and some of them were quite fun and funky. Some of them didn't look like me at all. But AI is also used in areas like face recognition. And there's a third area, which is the one I want to focus on today, which is language processing. So this is where computers are being given human language, and they're using it and they're making it available for us to go and play with. Anyone heard of ChatGPT? Google Bard? There are lots of them. Now, I could have used either of them to write this speech today, but did I? Answers later on a postcard, please. Does anyone know who this is? It's Nick Cave. Have you listened to his music?
Yes.
While I was putting this talk together, I did a bit of research. And Nick Cave, he's an Australian singer-songwriter. I listened to his music. It's very dark. It's very emotive. I'm sorry if there are any fans in the room, but I found it really quite depressing. And that's fine, that's fine. I have no emotional connection with what he sings about. But back in January this year, one of his superfans actually used an AI system to write some song lyrics in the style of Nick Cave. What it produced, he then sent to Nick, who went, "This is horrible." Nick was actually really a bit pissed off about it, because what he says is that songs arise out of suffering. Data doesn't feel. Algorithms don't know about suffering. So there's no emotional connection. So yes, you could put some topics into an AI system. Write me a speech on AI. There will be no emotional connection. So if you're somebody like Nick Cave, or you're a speaker, and you want that emotional connection, you can't rely on AI to do it for you. Very dangerous, in fact, to try and rely on it. So that's number one. That's the lovely Nick. Anyone know who this is? Jay Rayner. Jay Rayner, he's one of my favourite people. He is a very effusive, very opinionated food and restaurant critic. He's one of the judges on MasterChef The Professionals. He knows his opinions. He knows his food too. And he's not afraid to say what he thinks. back in, I think it was March this year, there was an article in The Observer that Jay Rayner wrote. Somebody had asked an AI system to write some restaurant reviews in the style of Jay Rayner. And it had churned out, all the food was this, that, and the other. And they sent these reviews to Jay and said, does this worry you at all? And he said, no, because AI systems and computers can't taste the food. He's absolutely right. A computer can't sense how it feels by the service it receives in a restaurant. AI systems they have something called a knowledge cutoff date. And when I was researching this talk, I actually asked ChatGPT a few interesting questions. And it told me, it said, hello Chantal, I'm just a computer. My knowledge cutoff date is mid-2021. I know nothing beyond there. So what these AI tools do is they imitate what they've been fed. And actually, if you want something more up to date, go to Google. Other search engines are available. Because what's happening with things with tools like Google is people are writing articles. People might write an article. Jay Rayner can publish an article about food trends for this year. Google can find that. An AI system can't, because they are machines. They are being fed data, and they are only up to about mid to, I think it might be a kind of autumn 2021 now. So it's imitation. You know, if I asked an AI system to write this speech, it would have churned something out that would be exactly the same that somebody else could deliver. Don't do that when you're speaking. That's not a good idea. Who's this? Seth Godin, international mega superstar marketing guru, his lordship. He wrote an article in his blog. If you don't read his blog, by the way, sign up for it. It's fab. Every day, it's about this long. It's about 80 words, and they're really cool. And he wrote earlier this month about how if you drive a car and you're constantly looking in the rearview mirror, you are eventually going to crash because you can't see what's going on over there. And he said AI tools are exactly the same. The quote was something like, AI systems plod into the future by looking at what's going on behind them. So there's nothing, you can't use them as predictions. I actually asked ChatGPT, I said, what are the marketing trends for 2023? And it said, I'm terribly sorry, I'm a computer, I don't know anything beyond October 2021, because that's actually how ChatGPT talks. Or it would do if you put a voice thing on it. I made that bit up, don't tell them, I made that bit up. I do that. So what Seth is saying, and what's absolutely right, is that these systems can only look behind. And it's our job as speakers to take clients beyond. So those are the three reasons why I think you can't use AI systems. There's no emotional connection, it's imitation, and it's based in the past. Now, at this point, if you're beginning to think this is all sounding a bit depressing, don't worry. I'm going to share with you now 3 ways that you can use AI safely and effectively. The first, and actually, where is he? There he is, Mr. Hatauka, beautifully mentioned this morning about emotional connection with our audiences. Using AI systems, you could write the basis of a talk. If you're not sure where to start, you need to do a bit of research. They are a really good way of getting started. But what you then need to do is build in the emotional connection. You know, because I did use, confession time, I did use ChatGPT to give me some ideas for this talk. I asked, you know, what is all this about? But there's no emotional connection. And even if I'd have said to it, write me a speech that is for speakers, it would have gone, well, there's this box here and the noise comes out of it. Wrong sort of speaker. So take what these systems give you and build in the emotional connection. Because an AI system, until they get it right, cannot stand here on stage and be you. And even if they tried to do a video version of me, would it actually be me? No, because I can ad-lib and make stuff up, and the systems can't yet do that. So take whatever you get from it as a starting point, add in what you can do to connect with the audience. Oh, and AI video systems can't go, hi James, how you doing? Hi Vic, hi Yvonne. We can't do that, not yet. So add in the emotional connection, add in you, Add in what makes you unique to whatever they give you. So that's number one. The second way, the blank screen on your computer, that sheet of paper, when a client says, can you write me a brand new talk? Freeze. It's exactly what happened. This is a brand new talk, by the way. I've never delivered this before. I had the blank sheet of paper, the blank screen. What did I do? ChatGPT. I did. I went and asked it for some stuff. But you have to be really specific. You have to go in and play. You have to say, right, write me a speech or tell me about X, Y, Z. Take what it gives you and play with it, add to it. And make sure that you then add in something that is new and different. Because as I said, if you think back to what I was saying about Jay Rayner's work, these systems will just imitate what's already out there. And yes, it could have produced me a talk where I could have said, so blah, 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 just and read it through. So good starting point. The third way that you can use these systems is thinking about the future. I believe that as speakers, our job is to take our clients into the future, to show them what's possible, to take them to places that they didn't think they could get to. If you're constantly looking over your shoulder at your slides, oh no, mustn't do that. If you're constantly looking behind, you're not going to take your audiences forward. So get brave. Look at where you can take them. Make some predictions. I predict, this is going on camera now, isn't it? Because you're filming me. This is going on camera. I predict that AI systems will never actually, bless you, be able to put the right level of emotional connection into a relationship that we need to build with our clients. You can check in with me on that in about 5 years' time. So take what they give you, be brave, take it beyond and into the future. Just one thing. Do I get brownie points? Yay! Nathan says I get brownie points. Right, I want you to do all of this. I want you all to do this now. What I would like you to do is think about, so instead of worrying about how am I going to use an AI system to build a relationship with a client, what I'd like you to do is write down the name of 3 of your clients or contacts to whom you have not spoken for a while. You might have written down a box, drawn a box earlier. Get the box out, George. Write down some names. Yeah, you're not getting away with it. Write down the names of 3 people. They could be clients, they could be contacts, they could be PSA members. Look around the room and you think, oh, Stacey, I haven't spoken to Stacey in ages. Write down Stacey's name. What I would like you to do next is to commit to picking up the phone on Monday. Yes, it's old-fashioned. Anthony Steers, the telephone assassin who will be on this stage later on, will back me up on this. Do not hide behind an email. Do not send them a text. Certainly do not use an AI system to write a message to them. Seriously, guys. Pick up the phone. And it's not a sales call. It's a, how are you? Haven't spoken to you for a while. How are you doing? My client, Ian Rose, is an absolute pro at this. He's a professional member of the PSA. He's a speaker. He is a Paralympic judo medalist. The guy is amazing. He picked up the phone to one of his clients a little while ago and said, how are you? And he knew that the client had been going through a bit of a tough time. His budgets were being cut. Some of his team weren't allowed to carry on with the coaching that Ian was delivering for them. An hour later, the client sighed and went, oh, Ian, thank you so much for listening to me for an hour. Because he just spewed his guts out and said, this is what's wrong. And at the end of that hour, he said to Ian, can I book you to have some one-to-one coaching with me? New client, new job. That client of Ian's has now moved to another company, and guess what? He took Ian with him. This is what it's about. This is how we build our businesses. It's about developing relationships. It's not about being completely unemotional. It's about building these relationships. So please, write down these 3 names, share them with people, get some time in your diary on Monday to phone these people. Can AI really help you to make an impact in your business? I think AI tools have their place, but at the end of the day, the thing that is going to help you make a really big impact with your business and build the relationships that you need to grow that speaking business is just good, old-fashioned emotional connections. Thank you.